All righty. What was the question again?
Again, just like you said, have an interest in the footprint is here in the U.S. in terms of not that it's illegal.
Not that it's illegal or legal.
It's not illegal.
It's not illegal to join the factory.
Just curious as to what their like recruiting efforts are that have been seen by people in the U.S.
I've only seen that one video online, and it had the "Make America Great Again" self pitch. I think it's about 30 seconds to a minute long, and yeah. Besides that, you know, people on live streams have excuse me, told me I should go. Numerous people told me I should go. I have not been contacted. You're the only people who've contacted me. And what was your name again?
Nathan.
Nathan. FBI agent Gerard?
Gerard.
Gerard. And you're FBI agent.
And I'm a task force officer. I'm a special agent on a task force officer.
Okay.
I'll give you my card for it.
All righty.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, I don't know what else to say.
So you say a lot of people on the live stream are saying, Kenneth, you should join, you should go to Rush, you should join a Wagner group. So why do they say that? What are they saying? What do they know about you? What skills?
They could basically be trolling me. That's who most of the people on my live streams are. I had a different channel, Amazing Awesomenicity, and that got struck down from guideline strike. So that
was it a channel?
YouTube. And so those YouTube channels that YouTube channel has been taken down. And that was last year. Oh. And then at the beginning of this year, I started a new one called Psychic Trauma. So youtube.com/@psychictrauma. And yeah,
But again, what are they saying from your channel that makes them think that you'd be a good fit for the podcast?
I have no idea. They're trolls. They talk shit.
Because you even mentioned that Biden told you
To go to North Korea. And then when Biden took office, I called the White House every day for a week to remind that, hey, I got my toothbrush pack, I'm ready to go.
Was your only attempt to go to North Korea? Were there other?
That was basically it. It's kind of expensive, and I don't have that type of money. If I had money, I would most likely go to the Vatican. I wanted to go to the Pope's funeral. He died on my birthday. That really meant something to me to go there, but I didn't have the money. And I've met 3 popes. I've done paintings for them. I've met Pope John Paul II. I met Cardinal Ratzinger before he was Benedict XVI. And the current Pope Francis, I met in the Vatican in 2012. So, yeah. So if I had the money to go anywhere, I would go to the Vatican and basically show my last respect, even though I'm showing up late. It's, what do you call it? Third month, so we're going on the 4th month. So even if I show 3-4 months late, still show up and pay respect to Pope Benedict XVI.
And this is just a question, not that it's illegal to be part of any groups, but would you consider yourself part of any groups or organizations outside of your own groups that you created, like Psychic Trauma, that channel, that's not really a group, but like any more organized groups?
How many people have been interviewed in reference to Wagner Group in America?
No, I can't speak as to like all of America, just the Denver office.
Am I the only one?
No.
No. Why are we facilitating Ukraine? Is that just a presidential decision?
I can't speak to what.
Our government's doing?
Yeah, that's way over our pay grade. So we're just, yeah, just
We're the
have an
investigative
interest.
branch. And all we do is investigation. We don't get involved with the politics.
Alrighty, I really haven't made any contact with the Wagner Group. I know I looked it up, and the only Wagner Group, I think, was in Germany, and I think they do some type of industrial supply. It was not the actual mercenary group Wagner Group. I looked it up on one of my live streams, I think, and I could not find any actual way to communicate with the Wagner Group of the Russian Federation.
How did you become aware of the Wagner Group? Is that something, was it just on the YouTube? Is that the first time you've ever heard of it, or
Yeah,
how did you find out
no, it's other people tell me about it, and me looking them up.
about it? And that was this year, you said, or was that?
Well,
sometime-
last year, I believe, I can't remember what month it was, but, a public defender mentioned that, you know, go be 6 months on the front line and get a clean record, and you can go do whatever you want with your life. And, I was like, all right, how do I go?
Is that Cooper that said that, or?
I believe so.
So that was kind of the first inkling that might be.
Yes.
You say you Kent, Clark Kent Cooper?
Yeah, he's named after Superman. And definitely said, first name is Clark, middle name is Kent, last name is Cooper.
I've got a cousin that's Clark Kent.
And that-
So that was kind of the first seed that was planted. Like, all right, maybe not a bad idea. And then other people on the YouTube channel kind of echoing that, and saying, all right, maybe there's something there, to the point where you'd actually fork out money to try to, you know, or not actually.
I wouldn't.
Not in this case, in this case, you're kind of inquired with sending out messages to people to see what that actually would look like. But never actually make any travel, am I correct in saying that? Never
Yeah,
attempted to travel for it?
nope. Never attempted travel, to go to the Wagner Group. Have not received any communication, from anyone to go to the Wagner Group. Yeah,
Okay. Would you consider yourself anti-government type, or would you consider yourself, you had an ideology at all?
Christian.
Christian, okay. That's kind of your driving fuel that kind of propels you forward, is just Christianity, or?
Orthodox Christianity, I don't believe in, cutting my hair, cutting my beard. I believe in law and order, but in Orthodox Christianity, most forms of, well, I guess how should I put this? There are thousands of forms of Christianity. Anybody can form it, get together and say they're Christian. So, in some Orthodox Christianity, the government is a servant of the authority. They do bad things. They lie. They bear false witness and stuff like that. But when it comes to me being anti-government, I don't really know what that means. But anybody clicking up with anybody is a government. I don't believe anarchy exists. As soon as two people agree with something, there's no longer anarchy. Some people say as long as there's no government, there's anarchy. And I'm like, no. If you guys agree something that you shouldn't go around committing arson or burning down buildings, you're basically forming a government. And then you just have to figure out how to enforce that belief system. I'm not afraid to admit that I believe I'm being treated wrong by the government. You know, I spent a couple years in federal prison for a Facebook comment I didn't do that wasn't in America, that didn't contain a threat. I served all my time, won my appeal. Then that's when I found out the government can appeal that, and they did. So my case went up to the Supreme Court. I wrote my own amicus curiae brief, which the Supreme Court sided with.
it was overturned or not?
Vacated,
Vacated.
yes.
There.
Yeah.
2 years.
40 months. Plus a year of supervised release. For a Facebook comment, title 18875C, Interstate Threatening Communication.
Did you ever find out who made the threat? You said you did.
FBI agent Kurt Geiger. I used to go to church with him. In Grand Junction, Colorado.
What year was that again? Sorry.
2012.
Anything else that in terms of being harmed by the government, ways that you think you're treated unfairly by the government?
There's that, and I don't believe there's an open repository of record. I believe the government is outside the jurisdiction of the Constitution.
What ways the government outside the Constitution?
Just the way they violate people's rights. When this started, it started by a cop wearing a white privilege t-shirt who smashed me in the face and called me a blue-eyed nigger. We're currently dealing with Judge Adam Espinoza, who has more than one occasion called me a blue-eyed nigger. Judge William J. Martinez also called me a blue-eyed nigger in the federal courtroom.
Those words specifically?
Yes.
What do you mean by open repository of records?
So like right now, you guys are interviewing. Allegedly, I have the right to, what would you call that, confront my accuser. So I would have the open repository of record of, how did you all come across my name in association with the Wagner Group? So, stuff like that, where even though it's an anonymous tip, if it's anonymous and it's done, let's say, by a computer, you guys normally track those with like a digital forensic investigation. And you can,
But as you know, people can make fictitious
yes,
handles and stuff.
yes, I'm
monikers.
completely aware of that from all the trolls on the internet.
It's not always a fruitful investigation to find out. Sometimes it leads back to that. And like you were saying, you have a lot of people that troll you. Same thing with us.
So it's not illegal to join the Wagner Group so far. There's no law against it. And is it illegal to, I guess if you're, to my understanding, it's not illegal to seek out the Wagner Group. It's not illegal to join the Wagner Group. Would there be any illegal act associated with, how should I say, if someone were to get to Russia and be a part of a mercenary group? Because I've always wondered about mercenary groups. How are they even allowed? And then in America, we hire them, Blackwater. Yeah. Do you know how somebody would start a mercenary group? I mean,
Well, that's kind of the reason we're here, to learn more about this stuff. We don't have a handle on everything about this group, and how they operate, and how they take people and move numbers and such. So that's one of the reasons we're here talking with you, is we're hoping we can provide some information about that sort of thing.
I have no idea. On my live streams, I've sent emails. I've looked up everything I could, and basically I've only gone to some dude on Instagram who never replied. Yeah, I don't even know if that was a real account. It could easily be a troll account. What would you call that? Ad revenue generation. Excuse
Some
me.
guy, you said with, what kind of company he had?
He had his own mercenary group, his own private security.
What was enticing about his private security group?
He was the only one I could find that had any association to, private security mercenary group in America that was not Blackwater. I'm a lefty, but now I'm a righty.
Really? Because of the injuries? How long did that take to switch over?
Didn't have a choice. I went to 6 months of physical therapy and I have to do an hour-long hand exercises. I used to not be able to move it at all. Now I basically can open and close. I cannot do, single manipulation of they're fused together, so I can't rock out, can't release off, can't flip anybody off, can't do nothing.
You were a guitarist before?
Violin player.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did your handwriting dramatically change when you started learning with the writing? How many years ago was that?
3 years ago,
So after 3 years, is your handwriting dramatically different?
I would say so. I mean, I used to have exquisite cursive with my left hand. People used to talk, wow, you really amazing cursive. Sometimes they want to see that. I'd write something, I'd look at it, who wrote this? I'd write it, I'd write a cursive right in front of it.
Almost like calligraphy.
So, yeah, almost like calligraphy. Yeah.
Kenneth, we appreciate your time today. I mean, you got any more questions for us?
Probably 1,000, you know.
You got my card. Yeah, when that comes up. Still got the card, right?
Yes, right here. Wow, it's been a couple of months, or at least a month or two since I even tried looking it up. You know, it's at the beginning of the new year, so we're at the end of March. And I got nowhere. I mean, do you know how anybody can join the Batman group from America?
Not that I'd be able to say,
Oh,
but no, I don't.
okay. I just, never thought that would be a big deal, being, seeking out the Wagner Group, especially if so many people in the government have told me to leave this country. You know, from judges, to lawyers, to, yeah, who's now president. And, I don't understand how somebody with me who has no actual, verified, training that can be produced with an open repository of records would be a field trip. I mean, wouldn't somebody have to have some type of skill set or training to be concerned about? I mean, my record doesn't show me having anything besides a felony record.
That's why we're curious as to why people are nudging you to go overseas.
Well, maybe they just want to get rid of me, such as me for the grinder. Maybe they think that,
But you, like you said, one of your skill sets is intelligence, so you'd be smarter than anybody who just kind of control unnamed anonymous troll on the internet saying, "Hey, Kenneth, you should go over to Russia. You're a smart enough." Like, no, that's probably a troll saying that. You're probably taking good stock of who you are as a person, but still you're reaching out to them overseas. So that tells me you've got at least some skills that you're willing to offer them. Just curious as to what that might be.
I'm a really fast learner.
And that's the only skill you'd be showing up at day one with. You're like, "Hey guys, I'm a fast learner.
What
Point
other,
me in the right direction."
well, I guess I'd take their test, right? They have an aptitude test like America has the ASVAB, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. So, I took that when I was younger. I scored a perfect score, got all the questions right, but never, enlisted in the armed services.
Do you feel guilt because you didn't, and that's why you're doing this?
Oh, no, not at all. 2005, October 3rd, Monday, I was renditioned and interrogated at the Pentagon. So,
When was it?
2005, October 3rd, Monday. That's one of the things with the open repository of records that I would like to, if I could get that, that could go easily to a good resume to someone like that, you would say, hey, somehow I'm of interest enough to be interrogated at the Pentagon.
I'm sorry, you said it was October 5th, 2005.
Monday, yeah, October 5th, 2005, Monday, or October 3rd, sorry,
October
October
3rd,
3rd, I believe,
So it could be fine.
yeah. October 5th, Monday, October 3rd.
You know, and why were they talking to the link for the Pentagon?
That's a good question. Not exactly sure, for all I know, so that just kind of makes me sound crazy because I have no proof in it.
Why were you in the area of the Pentagon? Why were you in the DC area?
So trying to defect to Russia.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling me to go. And so, if everybody's telling me I'm not going to get a job, I'm not going to have any rights, and I should leave, what future do I have? And so, with this, people say World War III is going to happen. I laugh at that. I believe that America funds every military. We've been doing it for quite some time. We fund everywhere: North Korea, Iran, Russia, China, Saudi Arabia. And I believe that that's predominantly so the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The military-industrial complex owns all those tanks, planes, drones, and the American taxpaying money and tariff money goes to those foreign countries with specific intent that they buy our gear and supply. Do you also have a card system? Yeah, so I'm just reading these comments of, the trolls. So, like one of them say that, that's an actual tell of lore, that they don't believe I was actually raised at the Pentagon.
I'm just making sure I had the information right.
If you don't mind me asking, were you ever in the armed services?
Yeah, it was.
How would somebody get an open repository record in any association to service to the United States Constitution, whether it be armed services and or the clandestine?
I really couldn't tell you. That was me trying to get that done. I'd probably start with Google, work my way up, and try to talk to people on actual human beings on the phone, but offhand I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, very helpful.
It happens.
Well, that's all I got for you, Kenneth.
All right.
Right, Byron?
So, am I the first person in the Denver area you all have contacted when it comes to the Wagner Group? No. I mean, so you've had these conversations with other people in Denver. And, were they on services? Can you state that?
I can't speak to
Active investigation. All right. How would I go about getting an open repository of record as to what all y'all have gathered as information?
freedom of information. Request information.
So I would just follow Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, if you go to our website.
Yeah.
Google that and you'll see it. Will tell you the steps. Request specific information. Most of the time it's highly redacted. To the point.
Yeah.
Just to be fair.
I went to the FBI office, when I got out of prison, see what all information they had on me. And they said that I was what's called a sovereign citizen, which I don't even understand. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what that somebody had to put that report in there, right? I mean, how could I be accused of something that I don't know what it is? You know, and I never actually got any information whatsoever besides them saying, well, it says you're anti-government, you're racist, and you're sovereign. And I was like, well, I do believe in law and order. I'm not racist, and I don't know what sovereign is.
Sovereign citizens are those that believe that the government is truly a corrupt corporation and not actually government. So they say years ago, what we believe to be our legitimate government transitioned into a corrupt commercial corporation. This has been done in secret. We've all been enslaved to it unwittingly since the late 1800s, specifically 1871. So that's kind of the idea behind their ideology. As you can see, it's very specific, beliefs that the government's a corrupt commercial corporation. Because of this, they believe they can remove themselves from it, kind of divorce themselves from the government. All right. Now, from just our conversation today, that's not the vibe I'm getting from you. Maybe at the time they were just trying to figure out how to classify you, right? Put you into a neat category to come up with, maybe based on some of the stuff you were saying at the time. That's not what I'm thinking of here. But that's in terms of what sovereign stuff is.
Okay. I mean,
How long ago was that? You said you got a person in the
2015. My PO was Ms. Laura Ansart. Even she recommended I go to North Korea.
She did too?
Yeah. Back in the day, everybody always said, well, if you don't like it, go to North Korea. You know, and I actually asked, well, is that treason? Can somebody be charged with that? Or even attempting or even stating somebody should go to North Korea? We label someone else an enemy nation state, and then people encourage them to go there. Wouldn't that be illegal? And they're like, no, it's free speech.
So going back to the sovereign citizen thing, so at the time they called you that, or was later when you requested records associated with that?
At that time, because I went into the actual office, I had to go to that little, way out there, I can't remember where it is. But, some building out there, I went, walked my bike up outside. What do you call that? Went to security, I went inside, I told them what I was doing, they're like, yeah, somebody will be out in a minute. So it took like 45 minutes for somebody to read my file. And he basically came out. And I felt as if he was running his mouth. And he's like, yeah, I'm worried about the government, racist, sovereign. And I'm so like, wow. And he was even talking about how I was trying to get a black person to come out because I'm racist, so he thought it'd be funny.
Do you remember who this person was or what the position was?
I thought they were all agents, or special agents. I don't know what the difference is.
Depending on the squad that came out to talk to you, it could be a special agent, it could be a task force officer. But it was, sounds like special agent or task force officer that came out and talked to you.
So, I asked for your card because, I have to, there's an alarm going off. I'm on pre-trial supervisor lease, I have a pre-trial supervisor lease officer. Her name's Tara, I don't remember her last name, so once this is, I believe, some type of contact, I have to inform her.
This is not a negative.
I think I still have to inform.
No,
her.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, I'm just saying that this is not negative. She can feel free to reach out. to either
Tara. Mhm.
for the district court here in Colorado.
Yes.
All right, anything else before we go?
Who knows? I'm still kind of tired.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten or brushed my teeth or combed, brushed my hair or anything. I to go to work, I have to be there at 1 p.m.
Where do you work?
I am a canvasser.
Canvas?
Yes, I knock on people's doors and ask them if they would like to take a flyer for Leslie Broad for mayor. And, ask them a couple of questions. Do you support, oppose, or neutral Leslie for mayor, or have you already voted? They've already voted. The next question is, do you vote for, you don't have to answer. Most people don't. That's what my response. Then I go to the next door and the next house, wherever. Ask them the same starting questions, and if they, if they haven't voted, then I ask them, what do you believe the most pressing issue for Denver is? There's a list, basically homeless, housing, education, stuff like that. I mark that, then I ask them if they want a Leslie Broad from their side. And then, that's it.
What's the hours on that?
5 hours a day, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I cannot get any, I didn't get sick at all last night, till like 4 in the morning. I don't know why. I went to Colorado Bar and Restaurant Association yesterday, just to get swag for food. And then I went to a CSA meeting, fell asleep in the chair.
What's
some
CSA?
Cloud Security Alliance. It's at SecureSet Cyber Academy. And then they have a happy hour meeting right next door to Cherry Cricket, which is catty corner from Woodsville. And I didn't even go. I sat in the chair and I just kept dozing off. And then when I came home, I tried to get to sleep at like 9 p.m. And I just could not sleep, like tossed and turned. And then I had to get up, go to the bathroom, saw that it was 4 o'clock. And went back, laid back down, and had no idea what time I got to sleep.
Well, we're gonna be out of your hair in a second, so feel
Okay.
free to get on to sleep.
Oh, I gotta-
We're good. We're here.
Yeah. Pack everything up, talk to my site supervisor, see where we need with my purchase. We use an app called Maven, and basically, it knows a lot of creepy information. It knows if you voted, if you're Democrat, Republican, unaffiliated. Basically, all the information downloaded from the Secretary of State's office. So it has home addresses, everything. So when I go to somebody's home, I already know their name, political affiliation, their age. So it has all that plus their address, because that's how I get there. And then I just click on it and then answer the question, and then it auto syncs. Let's go to the next one.
Well, stay safe out there, all right? That's
Sure.
all.
You have to bicycle it, or do they take you?
Well, it depends. Sometimes, my most recent turf was right near, what is that? The Whole Foods by City Park. So Colfax. Sometimes I'll take the bus up there, and sometimes I'll ride my bike there. I ride my bike back. In the morning, I'm like kind of tired, so I just take a public transportation up there. Other times, if it's like way out there, one of them was near the Central Park area. So I took the light rail to Central Park, walked my bike up there. And then one of the other canvassers drove me, and me and him had the same curve. So I just got on his ride and we drove, what's that, near its 40 degree. Yeah. That's basically still in Denver because it's mayor for Denver. Besides that, looking for a full-time job, but I have a felony background, so it's kind of hard. Even though the law in Colorado removed the little checkmark box, you have a criminal record, a felony record. The second or third process in an interview is a background check. So I come back as a felon, which means that the corporation, their insurance will not insure me. So that kind of shits on that. So, me leaving the country where I don't have a criminal background allows me to get a real job in real life.
Or at least the possibility of having it.
Yeah.
a risk.
will be erased. It's like, I talk shit about allowing foreigners to come into America and allowing them to be things like law enforcement or in our government, because we have no idea what their background is. When I was in federal prison, there's some dude, I think his name was Portu, and he was a war criminal. He came to America. He had some dude claim that it was his son, but it was actually some dude that he met, I don't know if he was Ethiopia or somewhere else. And somebody here in Denver saw War II and was like, holy shit, I know that guy. That guy is a warlord from the country I'm from. He went to you guys, and ultimately, I think he got 5 years to 20 years. I can't remember exactly the sentence for falsifying immigration records.
Okay.
And he used to brag about all the fucked up shit he used to do. Would have people shot with AKs, had newspaper rolled up, stuck in their rooms and lit on fire. And none of this was ever, for lack of a term, he didn't go through a background check, because he comes from a different country. We have no record of what's going on there. And so we let this person who was once a warlord, who committed atrocities and human rights violations, into America with a clean record. And, those people can easily join the government like that. There's no record, and they know, hey, and I was told this, even by Ms. Laura Ansar, that, if I get to another country, I should just join their government. I'm real smart, I can figure things out, and I'm a fast learner. So how would a foreign government not put me in some type of position of organization? I'm really good at logistics, stuff like that. When I was younger, I took the ASVAB. I remember not a test question, but one of the recruiters was commenting on, like, how do they even know how much food to bring somebody? And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty simple. You realize that this much land, you grow this much food. You don't do it like per apple, you do it by weight. So if a person eats 1 pound of apples, you have a sack of 15 pounds of apples, the same for onions, for potatoes, for all that. So if they're eating this type of meal, whether it's beef stew for dinner, whatever for lunch, whatever for breakfast, you just know this, this, and this. And in my head, out loud talking to them in like 2 minutes, I figured out how much weight, how much food, how much different food stuff required, and how much land is required to produce that, to feed so many troops for so many days, all that food and the transportation. And if you get so much miles per gallon, how much gallons of fuel it would take minimum just to transport it a certain distance, and how much more fuel you would have to bring with you so that way those transport fuel back and supply.
And then after that, you said you didn't have to get taken a test.
Actually, I believe once I'm dyslexic, I'm not allowed to enlist in the armed services. Yeah.
Well, you seem like a smart guy, so hopefully, even with, if you decide to get a job here in the U.S., which some job with the health director, hopefully they find something that actually, something you actually like. Do you like this job, or when you're currently working?
I'm a
Almost
diehard
walking along?
capitalist. Well, no, I would rather sit at a computer and do a computer job.
Sounds pretty smart.
Yeah, I've actually gained. I used to be super skinny. I mean, I used to, when I got out of
You're
prison-
gaining weight from walking all that distance? Or?
No, I'm gaining weight. Well, I guess you could say I'm kind of at an average right now. During the summer, I try to work out what I can.
Yeah.
During the morning, every day, during the winter, I go run a mile and a half. But with this job, I haven't been doing that. So I'm walking a day. But ever since this injury, I have put on some body fat. I used to be muscle, skin, and bone. When I left federal prison, I was roughly 134 pounds. Which we weight. I have my own little workout routine that I did, and it was all just body weight and body movement. Push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, crunches, high knees, squats, lunges, stuff like that. And even in the what's that called? The medical place in prison, had to go in there, and the lady was like, well, Mr. Wheeler, we have this stupid chart. This stupid chart says that if you're this age, this height, you should weigh this much. By this chart, you're anorexic. And I was like, what? You realize how much food I eat all day long?
Yeah,
And she's like, yeah, that's the thing. We can see that you go to chow hall, and when they offer seconds, I'm always in line getting seconds. And yet I'm still skin and bones because I constantly work out. Never really lifted weights. You know, I've got numerous fights in prison, and there are people who could easily bench press 300 pounds, but they couldn't do 20 push-ups. And I would start with 30 diamond push-ups, but those are actually pretty hard with my push-up wrist. So, you know, just because somebody's bigger, I don't always think of them as stronger. I actually think of them as weaker besides the truth. I've never seen somebody who's huge do more than 15 push-ups in a row without collapsing. And I've done 30 diamonds in a row and then just readjusted myself and did another 20 straight.
Yeah, the cardio part's a big part of being able to fight properly. If they have no cardio, just run around the room a couple times, they're tired out, and then take your shots.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the reasons I asked to, how would I get a open repository of records of any service to the United States Constitution? Because when I was being interrogated at the Pentagon, they said there were records of me serving the United States Constitution. And so, you know, like I've told the judge before, numerous judges, there's only a criminal record. There's no other record that I've ever done anything besides crime. And, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, well, then I'll go to a different country that does not have the NCIC. And, oh, okay, I would like to bring this up. I went to Cuba for February of 2022. When I got back, I was stopped by ICE in the International Airport of Miami. My criminal record was different. Yeah, when they stopped me, even the dude, like, they go up there and they ask for your passport. I give my passport, and the dude looks at it, he's like, how long you been in Cuba? I was like, whole month of February. He's like, yeah, here it is. And we joked about how every other country, they'll stamp the first page. And if there's a spot, put another stamp, they stamp that page. But in Cuba, they'll go through your passport, find an empty page, and just stamp that. And then when you're leaving through customs, they'll go through and find a further page and stamp that. So it's not right next to each other. So we're joking about that. And he's like, do you have anything to declare? And I was like, yeah, I'm awesome. And he's like, really? And I'm there with bags of duty-free alcohol and cigars. And he runs my passport, and then he just gives me a weird look. And he's like, Mr. Wheeler, you doing okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready to go home and, you know, go back to Colorado and figure it out. So I went there for stem cell therapy. I wanted to get stem cells from my belly button into my wrist. I didn't want stem cells from a placenta. And it was actually dirt cheap if you could get it done. So I went from Havana to Santa Clara, back to Havana. When I was in Havana, I was told, I looked up in the Regenerative Medical Institute Santa Clara. So I go to Santa Clara, I take like an 12-hour bus ride. I find their head hospital, which is right next to their medical institute, their head school for medicine. I get there, they're like, oh yeah, come back tomorrow. I see one doctor, come back again. The next day, see two doctors. Tell me to come back again, three doctors. I talk to three doctors. And then they're telling me, oh, due to COVID, it's no longer done here. It's done somewhere in Havana. And I'm like, oh, so I have to go back to Havana now. Do you know which hospital? They told me Sierra Garcia. And I asked, how much does it cost? And they're like, yeah, it's like $500. I was like, 500 US or 500 euros? I have 500, I have euros. And they're like, oh yeah, if you have 500 euros, that'll cover it all. And I was like, oh, that's so much cheaper than the $8,000 in America. So I get back to Havana. I go to Sierra Garcia, wrong hospital. They told me to go to a different hospital, wrong hospital. So then I was like, you know, I'm just going to bounce around to hospital to hospital. I found the right one. And then they're like, yeah, this is the hospital that does stem cell therapy. Come back tomorrow at 9. hand, checking my hand exercises over and over, same one. Then I just thought he was being thorough until I realized all his questions were basically shaking me down. How much do you make? What do you do? This and this. So then he recommends a surgery that costs a minimum of $3,000 over the stem cell therapy that costs 500. And I was like, yo, dude, I came here for stem cell therapy. And he's like, hey, too bad, I'm the guy in charge, I'm saying no. I was like, all right. And so the third, if I wanted the surgery, it's actually free in America with the health insurance. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna get surgery again and go through 6 months of physical therapy, just to do this. You know, that was the only thing he could guarantee is that I could touch my pinky. And I was like, well, ultimately I'll be able to do that just by hand exercise. And obviously I am. Get back to America, and I'm all kind of depressed that it was just a waste of money and a waste of time. Get stopped. My whole criminal record has changed. And I've been trying to get that, a proof of that, because when I came into America, into the Miami International Airport, they stopped me, they red flagged me for being a terrorist, and even the dude who was scanning my passport, he's like, Mr. Wheeler, I need to stand over here. And then I'm standing there and he closes down the line. I'm like, what's going on? I mean, come on, be straight up with me. And everybody's watching me because now there's people with assault rifles there, ICE, Borders, Customs, whatever. And they're like, well, we need you to remain calm. And all the other people in line are like looking at me. I'm wearing shorts, a dirty white beater, and I have like a fluffy coat on, a fluffy hat, going from tropical weather to Colorado, which is below freezing. And some of the normal people, Americans, going through line are like, yo, dude, why is that guy being stopped and pulled off to the side? And they're like, oh, this doesn't concern you. And then one of the dudes like, well, he got red flagged for being a terrorist. And the people are like, yo, look at that guy. What makes you think that guy's a terrorist? And like, our computer says so. So I stand there for at least 10 minutes, you know, and kind of got mouthy with one of the dudes because I was like, dude, don't call me fucking 10 minutes. Because he said that, you know. And I'm actually like almost yelling across. This thing was probably half a football field long. And I was like talking to some dude, I was like, yeah, I ain't a fucking terrorist, motherfuckers. I don't know what's going on your computer. I've been in Cuba for a month. And then they're all looking at their computer, and this one dude's like, so February 15th or February 14th, where were you, Mr. Buda? I was like, I think I was in Santa Clara, or I was in Matanza heading to Havana. He's like, well, I believe you. I have your passport. I know you weren't in Colorado. I'm like, what's going on? So then they ultimately take me to a back room or some other room where they pull people aside. There's numerous people with assault rifles standing this close to me, standing behind me. I'm like, come on, dude. You're dressed suited and booted in June squad. You got full body armor and an assault rifle ready to go. Can you at least tell me what's going on? And he's like, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy, I'm this guy. They called me in. I have to be here and stand next to you in case you try anything. And I'm like, what am I going to try? Because I have duty-free bottles of rum and cigars. And I'm like, what am I going to try? What do you suspect me of doing? And he's like, hey, you got to talk to them. I was like, all right. So I'm sitting there just waiting. And all they're doing is, I guess, just seeing my response. So I'm waiting there. And then ultimately I get called into some other room. And this dude, don't remember his name, never got his card. He's like, Mr. Wheeler, do you know why we called you in here? And I was like, no, somebody out there said my passport got red flagged. And he's like, yeah, where's your passport? And I was like, you guys have it. And somebody out the room was like, I have this passport right here. I'm looking at it. It's a brand new passport. I got it from the passport office in Aurora. Bond Way was the name of the street. I paid for an expedited passport. Nope, it took extra time. I had to go through all this stuff, keep bringing them the same records over and over. So anyways, I told them all that. I was like, hey, this is a brand new passport. On this passport, I've only been to Cuba. I left the January 28th. I arrived February 28th back in America. He's like, yeah, Mr. Wheeler. And he's like, so you didn't plead guilty to felonies in Denver, Colorado 2 weeks ago. And I was like, fuck no. What are you all on? So he's showing, he actually like, Mr. Wheeler, we're not supposed to do this, but just come over here and look at this. So he shows me a criminal record that's recent. And I was like, no, dude, none of that is real. I have no idea where that comes from. And it was multiple felonies. And he's like, well, this is what's on our database. You're not supposed to be allowed to travel. You're on a sentence that prohibits you from leaving the state of Colorado, a court order. And I was like, when did that get put on? And he's like, middle of February. And I was like, I was in Havana, And he's like, oh yeah, we believe you, we know, because they pulled up the video record of when I actually left. And they even had that. They had the video of me in boarding, doing money exchange. Like, right here, we can tell that some dude is exchanging money with you. And I was like, yeah, because your money exchange machines were turned off. And he's like, yeah, sometimes that happens. We don't know why. So I had to exchange money with some dude in line from euros to American to pay for the visa to get into Cuba. And I was almost screwed because if nobody would have done that, I wouldn't have been allowed to go. So he's like, yeah, we have that right here on video. And then here's this video. It shows you getting off the plane right here. So we know that during the entire month of February, you were not in America. And we believe that you actually were in Cuba. And I was like, so ultimately, the Cuban government even called. They had to contact the Cuban government to verify everything. Like, oh yeah, we're on the phone with the government. I'm like, so what's going on? And they're like, okay, your criminal record says you have multiple violent felonies. You're not allowed to leave the state of Colorado, and this all happened this month. And I was like, how do I get a copy of that? Because ultimately I have to go to the next airport and then back to Denver. So what do I do? And he's like, well, your flight's going straight to Denver. I was like, yeah, but when I get there, I'm probably going to have to deal with this again. And he's like, yeah, we're clearing that up right now. Can you show any proof that you were allowed to leave the state on whatever charge you're claiming that is? Because I'm on the pretrial release. So I go into my phone, I I check the email to the pretrial release officer, and it has the denvergov.org email address. It has the name and phone number, and it even says travel plan. And the pretrial supervised release officer says, hey, you're going to go, you're doing everything, because my pretrial release terms don't state I need permission from the judge. It just states I have to inform pretrial. No, nothing else. They're not actually even allowed to say no. I just have to inform them that I'm going somewhere. And I did all that. I had the emails, but this dude is like, Mr. Wheeler, it says here that you got assault, you got all this, and it was a real fucked up, made me look like a piece of shit. And when I got back, I brought it up to the public defender, and the public defender doesn't give a fuck. It's like, yeah, well, do it yourself. File a Freedom of Information Act request. So, as you guys being federal agents, how would I go about getting any of that cleared? Because I've had my felony record sealed and expunged twice by Judge Brian Flynn in Grand Junction, Colorado. Once in 2010 and once again in 2011, because someone at a computer just flipped the script and put whatever in a computer that I have a felony record against. At that time, I even went through all the hoops of getting my gun rights back, and I had guns. And when I was talking to Miss Laura Ansar, my federal supervisor release officer, she was like, hey, Mr. Wheeler, we have this record of you purchasing a gun in 2010. I was like, yeah, I know. And she's like, how is that possible? And I was like, well, I had my record sealed and expunged, and then I filed all the proper hoops and everything of getting my gun rights back. I called the Denver FBI and I went through all their stuff, and then ultimately they authorized it. And then several months later, or a year later, my felony record was back on there. And my initial felony record was use of a stun gun. I got in a fight, explosives went off. I beat somebody pretty bad outside my dorm room, Mesa State College, which is now Colorado Mesa University. But none of this is in the record, because the only record is that when I was in the dorm room, I pulled a taser on somebody who hit me in my dorm room. I think his name was Kellen Kiesling or Kirk Hughlin. Two dudes who the school actually put, like no contact orders, that they could not come mess with me because they're always messing with me. Yeah, something like that. Not a complete restraining order, but just the school stating, hey, you guys aren't allowed to mess around with the dude, because they were RA, resident assistants, and they were out to get me, and they always bragged about it, and I had to sit down and have a little administrative meeting with the school, because I was living in the dorms, the residence halls. So they actually came. I was the one who called the cops, and one of them hit me in my dorm room, and I grabbed my taser. I didn't zap anybody, but I was charged with use of a deadly weapon, felony menacing, hostage taking, kidnapping, and use of stun gun. Ultimately, the judge found me guilty of stun gun. So yeah, it was pretty weird because I guess they were telling me that right now I'm going through competency classes, and even my competency class says, the lady says, no, the jury can acquit you, but only the judge has to acknowledge that first. So if the judge doesn't acknowledge it, that's that. But normally the judge acknowledges it. And I was like, no, first felony. So I had that sealed and expunged twice. It kept showing back up because somebody in the government somewhere kept just getting at a computer and just putting in a criminal record there. So 2018, I write an amicus curiae brief to the United States Supreme Court asking for my NCIC sealed and expunged due to the fact that I've dealt with this numerous times and that in other states that I've never been in, a criminal record has appeared. And I've had to deal with that numerous times, that I'll be here and then I'll be contacted either by like Laura Ansart, former PO with the Fed, or someone else saying, hey, Mr. Wheeler, where were you 2014 on this date? And I was like, what are you all on? I was in federal detention. I was in federal custody. You guys know this. I spent 3 years, 40 months.
I do know sometimes people at work, people with the same names, similar names, or similar, they will pull up their records as well. But it's up to the person who's pulling the record to look at it and differentiate. This is this person, this is that person. That may have been an issue. They didn't know how to look at it.
That wasn't the issue in Miami because they told me that. They were like, hey, it's your name, it's your birthday, it's your picture, it's your social security number. And it is the judge that you're dealing with currently. So, right now, I guess that's gone. But the entire NCIC doesn't show that it was sealed and expunged in 2018, which it was. So I'm still dealing with that. So that's been a major issue in my life when it comes, applying for jobs, that it shows up that I have multiple felonies when I don't. And when I came back to America at the airport, even all the people there were like, yeah, something's going on. The judge issued this 2 weeks ago. You were not in America 2 weeks ago. We know this as a fact. So someone in Colorado is doing, they believed it was Colorado. How do you know Colorado? I'm like, well, we just think it's Colorado. So that's been a major issue.
So have you gone to each municipality where our contact is and asked them for the record? So you, one, would have the record showing what you're saying is in there, felons and whatnot, whether it be Denver, whether it be Inglewood, whatever, Pueblo, wherever. Have them give you what they have on record for you.
Or even the
Start
state
there.
court record should show a timeline of all activity related to that case. It should show, if it's expunged, it's gonna show in those notes, that activity log, that it was expunged, and if it was then all of a sudden unexpunged or made active again, it should have all of that.
But it's not all there. That's the issue I'm going to, because like with the one in Miami, that no longer shows up. And when I talked to my lawyer, my public defender, he's kind of like, yeah, I don't understand why they didn't arrest me. And I was like, so you really don't give a fuck. He told me numerous times he doesn't give a fuck about me. I could just rob judge who called me blue-eyed ignorant, he doesn't give a fuck either. So that's stuff I'm dealing with, because, there's no way that I can get, what would you call that, due diligence, open repository of record, especially if somebody could just go into an electronic database and delete, and so it no longer shows up that it was still in the book.
Unfortunately for you, you really want to talk to an attorney that's literate and all that stuff, and really knowledgeable. We can't advise you on legal stuff like that, but an attorney who specializes in stuff like that, do your best bet to contact them and ask questions and whatnot. Be the best guy. I can't give you information.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
I
best.
mean, it
I've
doesn't
never had
sound
to
like
deal
it'd be
with it.
a huge heavy lift for that attorney. They just have to figure out the status of what the criminal history shows from. And then have to look at the timeline, the activity log associated with your case in question, and be able to look at that. And if there is any wrongdoing, if there's administrative actions that were taken that shouldn't have been taken, they could be able to highlight those and be able to call them out quickly and have it reversed. But that's where I would start with that.
Okay, so when you guys contacted me, did you review my criminal history at all?
Yeah, that's part of any time we talk. to
Yeah,
somebody.
I figured that. If you don't mind me asking, what does it show?
Can't obviously show that, share that, with you have to go through CBI request that.
I don't understand how you cannot show that, or not show it to me.
Just as
Not
part of our
discuss
general
it.
practice, we don't discuss what's shown in the criminal history separate. Not that you can't be privy to that information by requesting it yourself, but it's part of our general practice. We don't sit there
Oh,
and
so it's not a
discuss.
law, it's just a practice that you guys choose
Yeah.
not to do.
Right.
Okay. See, that's one of the reasons why I'm like, this non-open repository of records. You guys have information, and I'm like, what is it state? You know, like, we can discuss that.
Because also I'd be going through a lot of it be by memory. If I speak to you, if I have the information off, be recording it, all of a sudden you can say later on, hey Nathan, you said this number when it was actually this number. So in order to protect myself in the agency, I don't want to misspeak, speak out of turn. So I'd rather you just request your criminal history either by yourself or through your own actions or through an attorney. And that way you can see it as it is, not as it is through my
So when you guys looked me up, did it show any still or expungement of any record anywhere?
it wouldn't even show, you just wouldn't show up.
Okay, so, yeah, because did anything from February of 2022 show up? Because that's something that was huge that got me red flagged at Miami International Airport. Okay,
Wish I could help you.
all right.
Just, yeah, request that criminal history. That way you could see exactly what's on there, what's not, and anything you disagree with, work with your attorney to get it taken off. Right?
Okay,
Like a credit history report.
all
You know,
right.
you get all those false claims on credit history and whatnot, it wasn't you or whatever, and
Oh. All right, so to the Wagner Group thing, if I do get contacted by anybody claiming to be Wagner Group, should I contact y'all?
feel free to if you'd like.
Okay.
And again, that's the whole reason we're here, is we're trying to gain information about stuff that transpired with that group and stuff, so anything would be helpful, if you can provide more information later on, if somebody does contact you.
Okay, to the best of my knowledge, they don't have anything that, I can reach on in America. There's no office anywhere in America, there's no contact information. I've read online that they use a Telegram phone number. I've never been able to find that telephone number, or WhatsApp or Threema or whatever that is. Yeah,
We appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and if you have further questions, like you said, feel free to reach out.
alrighty. Yeah, well, I gotta get ready for work. I mean, at noon, I normally take off after 15 minutes, so. Put on my, work clothes, which is a different shirt that says Lazy Girl from there. Contact my boss and ask what the meetup spot is. And I also gotta contact Tara so that we have this conversation, so she might be contacting you all.
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty,
Thank you, sir.
All right,
alright,
take care of yourself, stay safe out there, knocking on doors.
do what I can. Have a beautiful day. What the fuck, yo? Yeah. Oh my god, I gotta take a morning shit so bad. Dude, I haven't gotten any sleep, dude. I could not get to sleep at all last night. Oh my fucking god, dude. I gotta. Oh my god, my body is so stiff and so sore. Gotta take a shit. Gotta eat some breakfast. I got a call to see where we're meeting up for work. Oh my fuck, dude. I gotta call my fucking PO. My pre-trial supervisor lease officer. And go from there. Um, one of you all trolls told the government I was trying to get to the Wagner group. At least he could done it. Give me the number, right? So I could go there. Do you have any special skill set? Oh, what does your record say? Oh my god. What skill set could I possibly have that would allow me to still be charged with felony? Oh, let's read those comments. Holy shit. Are you really meeting with the feds? Yeah. No, it wasn't a phone call. They were there. They just said no camera because they didn't want their faces recorded. And I was like, okay. So I turned the camera off. Yeah, we're all gonna go down for this one. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. Kenny, you never should talk to the feds without a lawyer present. It doesn't sound like there's one with you. Yeah. Hey, Kenny, do we know the nature of this investigation? This is like retard Watergate. He can record whatever he wants, Gothic, whether or not it's a wise decision. I posted recording publicly. Well, that's another matter. What the group? I can't understand. Oh, Wagner Group. Jesus, what the fuck is this guy into? Kenny, tell them the story of how you crushed a little skull during the Rice Riot event. That's an actual tale of Kenny lore. Kenny is an artist by trade. He's very good at bullshitting. I wouldn't be surprised if half the shit he says is made up. No, it was all real. I think the only thing I held off on was any skill set that I have. You know, when I mentioned my YouTube page at Psychic Trauma, I was wondering if they were going to ask me if I'm psychic, you know, or when I mentioned that I went to a CSA meetup last night, Cloud Security Alliance, and that yeah. Do I have any special training? I graduate top of my class in cybersecurity in the world's best cybersecurity school. I didn't say that. Uh, this makes me very uncomfortable. Now, Kenny outranks all these guys. He's the highest ranking official in the U.S. military. Yep. Kenny, Jesus, man, stop talking. Get a lawyer. What I miss. He's being investigated for supposed interest in joining the Wagner Group, a Russian paramilitary organization. A lot of it is choppy, but that's the gist, I think. He also doesn't appear to have a lawyer present. He's volunteering a shit ton of info. Dude is talking about exercise with the FBI now. Oh my god, this is very defense lawyer nightmare. You recording this, Van? God, I hope Van is recording this. I'm not recording. I'm on the road and can barely hear him. What the fuck, man? You record everything. Yeah, it's hard to hear. Van, please record this. He's talking about Cuba now. What's wrong with you? Busy man, did he mention my involvement in the East Connecticut biscuit fiasco 2019? In the what? Okay, good, never mind. Forgot I said anything. Kenny, why don't you tell them about your porn habits while you're at it? I really don't have porn habits. Um, I wonder if there's anything he could say that could give the agents the right to put him in custody right now. Another Chomo, nope. YouTube news, these reporters, please tell me you're recording this. Wait, who's a Chomo? Kenny? No, I'm not. I'm busy, I'm sure someone is clipping it. This dude went to federal prison for like 2 years. You'd think that he'd be smart enough to know not to talk to a Fed without a lawyer present. Is he being questioned live by the FBI? Yep. No, Kyle is too busy looking for ways to flex on other regarded people. You can definitely say that the wrong thing and get tossed in Gitmo, and Kenny will figure out what that phrase is. Yes, but the FBI was done questioning him about 10 minutes ago. He's been telling the story to them unprovoked for that amount of time. It helps his case. He gets found incompetent to stand trial as usual, might get shoved in a psycho ward for a month, then has back to normal. They were questioning him about his involvement with a Russian paramilitary group called the Wagner Group. Rinse, repeat. It's the cycle of Kenny. Noel, you seem smarter. Ask about the UFOs. They were done questioning him almost an hour ago. He's the one volunteering all this information. They just think he's a nutcase. Yeah, he's an idiot. They can tell he's mostly harmless and just autistic as hell. Half hour. They've already got a follow on Kenny an inch thick. He emails them incoherent letters all the time. I think they're coherent. Yeah, Kenny just makes shit up. That's his thing. He makes up wild and crazy stories. He's an artist. It's in his nature. He has psychosis and delusional hallucinations. I don't think I have delusional hallucinations. I thought he was going to be about Kenny saying that instead of shooting up schools. Why don't mass shooters shoot up politicians? He said that a few weeks ago. Awful, man. Dude, it's fucking early in the morning. I'm tired. Definitely Randall. I wonder if the FBI is reading this right now. Yeah. So, anyways, Mr. FBI agent, I have a slew of violent charges against me right now. Can you tell them your deepest thoughts on the Jews? I don't care. Honestly, I don't care about other people's religions. I just don't like standing. Um, Hello to the special agents. We think this kid is mostly a goofball who daydreamed too much about politics and thought the CIA killed his wife and kid. Yeah, something like that. The feds either fell asleep or sneakily left while he was talking. You think he'd have better things to do than listen to this man rant all day? They're sitting there collecting a paycheck, not like they have to pay attention to anything he says. He's just a time burn at this point. This must be a diversion. If they're on the clock, that's brilliant, Noel. Must be a sweet gig, Noel. If they punch a clock, though, where they just interview crazies to rule them out as threats. Even on salary, this is the easiest part of the day. Determine he's crazy the first 10 minutes now. It's just a draw out. Hell, I'd step onto his balcony and give a cig while he rambles. And scream vagina. Are they at his house? I assumed he went to their HQ. They went to the DLF's apartment, OM. They probably went to Ken's place too. When these agents get back to the office, they're going to be asked what the fuck took so long. They'll be like, sometime story time with Kenny and a really long lunch. Oh, look at that. It's time to go home. See you tomorrow. Invite them to go wade in the river with you sometime and yell slurs. Kenny, you should tell them hate speech the federal judge made to him along with his lawyers. That will go over well. I did. If he was pre-scheduled at the HQ, you'd think he'd have his lawyer with him. Even public defenders don't like dealing with him, Jason. Doubt a lawyer would take his case. True, but he can at least deny speaking with them until he has a lawyer. You think this guy can afford a lawyer? Get a pro bono, better than no lawyer. Your Honor, my client believes a satellite named Star Dragon communicates with him on a regular basis. I rest my case. He's mentally ill. If wasn't, he wouldn't be in the situation. Oh, we know, Thomas. What did Kenny do now? Things, Eddie. He's being investigated for association with a Russian paramilitary group. Shout out to the genius who contacted Kenny pretending to be the Wagner Group. Now you're going to be included on a federal indictment. Where is your lawyer? He's at home. Left Math, this meeting was pre-scheduled. Did you know they were coming? No. I got woken. Dude, I was fucking sleeping, yo. And a fucking hour before my fucking alarm went off. Yeah, I didn't start live streaming at first. They wanted a copy of my resume, so I sent them a copy of my resume, then started live streaming.
Kenny, you're about to do some hard time, my friend. Enjoy freedom while you can. I can't believe you wanted to join the Wagner group. Fucking wild. The trolls really did it this time. They can't stop you from recording their faces. You're so fucking stupid, dude. Dudes about trolls put him in federal prison. What troll do you think did this to you? Oh, dude, I got no fucking idea, yo. Oh my god. Dude, it is 11:54. I have to fucking get ready for fucking work, dude. Oh, it looks cold and shitty out. Oh my god, dude. I got no sleep last night. Oh, oh my god, dude. So I gotta take a shit. Oh, first I gotta brush my teeth, then take a shit. Maybe get some food in me. I gotta call my fucking pretrial supervisor police officer and tell her that I was questioned by FBI agents concerning the Wagner group. Oh my god. Oh man, this is gonna be a live stream tonight, that's for sure. Oh my fuck, dude, I'm so fucking tired. Dude, I got no sleep, dude. Maybe 5 hours of sleep, if I'm lucky. Maybe four. Oh my fuck, dude. Oh, oh fuck. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call y'all. Wait. Did you at least get their badge names and number? Wait. Answer my question before you go. Why didn't you tell them to come back when you have a lawyer? Oh, I was too tired to figure it out. Here's their cards. Yep. Yeah. Oh, fucking god, dude. Oh man, dude. I woke up and there's knocking at my door from some dude. I thought it was maintenance. I just thought it was some maintenance people. It's like two dudes standing there. I open up my door and they show me FBI badges. I'm like, holy shit. And like, yeah, we'd like to talk to you. And I was like, am I in any trouble? And they're like, no, absolutely not. You're not in any trouble. And I was like, fuck, dude. Oh my god. Didn't even get to take my morning shit, so I wasn't even able to think right. But here we are, everybody. I don't know what to say. Fucking sirens are going by. I'm just gonna call it, dude. I'm so fucking tired. I gotta brush my teeth, take a shit, eat some food, get to wherever I gotta get for work. So yeah, everybody. Um, yeah, they kept saying it's not illegal to join Wagner Group. It's not illegal to pursue joining the Wagner Group or have any contact with the Wagner Group. That's what they kept telling me. So trolls, whoever, help me out. We got to find the Wagner Group. We gotta. I gotta blow my nose. We gotta get to the Wagner Group, y'all. Um, so yeah, we gotta figure out how to get to the Wagner Group, right? Because it's not illegal. The dude said so. He said it's not a crime. So yeah. Oh, dude, what if I could be employed in America as a recruiting officer for the Wagner Group? I could like they could pay for like some studio or some whatever fucking spot, a business building, and just put Wagner Group Recruitment Center on it, and I'll just hang out there and send email fucking applications that people fill out to the Wagner Group, right? Oh, oh shit. Uh-oh. My thumb accidentally blocked Nathan Jason White. How the fuck do I unblock him? Fuck. Oh, hey, y'all. I wasn't looking at it, but somehow my fucked up hand blocked Jason White. So I gotta get to that. All right, hey everybody. I'm gonna have to do that later. I honestly really gotta take a shit. I'm gonna call this. Sorry for blocking Jason White. I'm so fucking tired. I wasn't holding the phone right, and I just turned my hand around, and I guess I blocked him without even fucking knowing what I was doing. So I'm calling it, everybody in YouTube land. Stay warm if you need to stay warm. Stay cool if you need to stay cool. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Stay sober if you're choosing sobriety. Peace. Love you. All right, let me fucking log into my computer, and I'll do that right now if I can. Oh my fucking god. Oh, fucking FBI cards. Gotta call the fucking pretrial supervisor release officer. Oh my fucking god, dude. Wagner Group. Oh my god. Hopefully this lights a fire to me getting to the Wagner Group, right? Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Fuck. Uh, all right. Let's go to YouTube studio. Do what I can to where would I go to unblock somebody? Man, I have no idea how to do this. Um, is it in settings? All right. Uh, I think yeah. Who the fuck knows? I think I did it. Um, uh, yeah. Uh, okay. Well, I guess Jason White's back. Cool. Yeah, I'm holding my phone with my fucked up hand and got fucking pushed the wrong button. But anyways, I gotta go, y'all. Fuck, it's 12:03. I gotta get ready for work. Peace. Honestly, peace, y'all.